Barcelona were just absolutely poor when I was watching this game. I don't even know what to say about them anymore.
You know what it is? It's that old saying now with Barcelona. Our expectations of you are low, but holy fuck, you are a bad team.
Hello and welcome back to the Off the Crossbar podcast with myself, Regan Walsh, and my co-presenter as always, Bradley Morris. How are you on this Thursday afternoon, Brad?
I'm doing pretty well. It feels like the end is nigh with the amount that has happened this week.
I know, it's been a crazy few days since we've last spoke. I mean, we've had the return of the greatest club competition in world football this week, with the UEFA Champions League returning on Tuesday and Wednesday of this past week, and it certainly didn't disappoint, especially on Tuesday at the new camp between Barcelona and PSG, and it was the Parisian side. Go on.
If I could add one point, because this, whatever we're going to lead into now, wasn't nearly the most shocking moment of this week so far since the last episode.
True, but I thought it's a big talking point and the biggest game of the week, so.
I mean, yeah, what I'm talking about there.
No idea.
You know, Timo Werner actually scored a goal.
Well, yeah, there was that, but no one really cares about Timo Werner, though, do they?
Oh, they will.
Yeah. So as we were saying, PSG played Barcelona at the new camp, and it was the Parisian side that ran out 4-1 winners thanks to a Kylian MBAPPE hat-trick and a Moise Kean header to put them up in after the first leg. I mean, Barcelona were just absolutely poor when I was watching this game. I don't even know what to say about them anymore.
You know what it is? It's that old saying now with Barcelona. Our expectations of you are low, but holy fuck, you are a bad team.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has got to a point where people are now can say the glory days of Barcelona has well and truly finished.
I feel like I need to add a visual representation as to the audio listener. What was I saying? Like there's a video out there.
A visual representation.
I'm wearing. It's fake. Like I was Menorca years ago. It's the 2011 Barcelona show, that prime Barcelona team, and let's just say it's a visual metaphor for how Barcelona is right now, because the stitching is quite literally falling apart just as much as that football club is.
Oh, I mean, I 100% agree with that analogy there. I mean, one thing I want to say about this game was the substitutions that he made were poor. Ronald Koeman, that is. So he didn't make any until 20 minutes to go when they were already 3-1 down.
Is he Dean Smith?
First substitute was Oscar Minguez coming on for Sergino Dest, which is okay. He's a right back for a player who can play right back. He then brought on Miralem Pjanic for Sergio Busquets a couple minutes later. So, I mean, I can't really complain too much about that. He then took off Gerard Piqué, who was playing his first game since November, and brought on Riqui Puig, which then made... Yes, that's the pronunciation of it.
You mean I've been doing it wrong this whole time?
Yes, it's Riqui Puig.
Riqui Puig sounds like a much cooler player.
So that left them with three at the back of Lenglet, Minguez and Jordi Alba. He then also brought on Trincao for Pedri. And then 5 minutes on time, when 4-1 down, he took off Antoine Griezmann and brought on Martin Braithwaite. Those substitutions are just horrendous, aren't they?
He's the best striker they've had since Zlatan. So, bit of respect, please.
No, I mean, it's just absolutely woeful. And it's safe to say they're not going to come back from this one at all unless some sort of miracle happens. So PSG just play there for under-19s.
Yeah, I don't get Champions League and miracles just go together. I roll nothing out.
They do, but this Barcelona team aren't getting anything against PSG, considering they played that whole match without using Angel Di Maria and obviously Neymar, who was injured. Like, The fact you can lose 4-1 to that PSG team is just crazy. And it wouldn't be surprising if, come the end of the season, Koeman would go, or midway through next season at this rate.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, there's already a call out there to Xavi Hernandez. What?
That call's been going out for the last 12 months, lad. It's nothing new. I mean,
Slow reception in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Or wherever it is he's at. Is it Qatar or Saudi Arabia? I don't know.
Qatar with Al Sadd, where he was playing. But yeah, Kylian Mbappe, you got to take your hats off. He was absolutely phenomenal in that game. He's the first player to score a Champions League hat-trick at the new camp since Andrei Shevchenko did in November of 1997 for Dynamo Kiev. So it's that long ago. Both me and Mbappe weren't even born the last time someone scored a hat-trick at the new camp in the Champions League. And that is phenomenal.
Andrei Shevchenko didn't do too badly.
Wow.
So maybe there's a move to Chelsea for Mbappe in the future.
They did turn him down though when he was a child, when he was a child.
We found that so did Arsenal.
No, yeah, but we know what Arsenal are like when it comes to giving out trials to players. But yeah, full credit.
Jeremy Lynch never played for him.
Full credit to Mauricio Pochettino there. I think it was an absolute tactical masterclass from him in this game.
Don't let the Tottenham fans see you say that; they'll cry.
Yeah, but I mean, he just outsmarted them. I mean, it's not really that hard to outsmart Ronald Koeman and this Barcelona team. So, yeah, it was an absolute easy game for PSG, and I think the second leg could be pretty much the same scoreline when it happens in a month's time. What I didn't realise, though, is technically that was the Southampton derby, two former Southampton managers up against each other.
I did hear about this, but yeah, I didn't go with that story.
Obviously, that's not the main storyline there, but yes, fantastic result for the Parisian side, and I think you safely say they've got one foot into the quarterfinals. The other game that happened on Tuesday saw Liverpool take on RB Leipzig at the Puskás Arena in Hungary, and it was Jurgen Klopp's side that ran out 2-0 winners thanks to some quick second half action from Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane to wrap up the points for Klopp's side. It was a closely contested game, that.
Don't know what one you watched. I saw Liverpool have the majority of the better chances.
They had the better chances, but I think Leipzig won't be too disheartened by a 2-0 scoreline.
No. I don't even know where the second leg is.
Where or when?
Yeah, where?
Well, just had a quick look on One Football, and they are saying that the second leg will take place at Anfield on the 10th of March. But that obviously could be rescheduled for a different location.
I was going to say, you know what we're like with the quarantine laws right now in this country, but no, I mean, we wouldn't roll it out. I'd still think Liverpool have it in them to lose this.
Yeah.
Given what we've seen in them, but obviously weren't as convincing as you'd think they would have been.
They did. They just seemed to be a little something missing, I think, from Leipzig at times during the game. And I think was it Mane's goal that Upamecano slipped?
I believe it was that one, yeah.
Yeah, and I think he didn't.
I was to pull it there, did you?
Wow. No, I still think he's going to be a very good centre back, but
no, you don't. You know the rule was one mistake, and you're the worst centre back ever.
Well, true.
Fraud.
That is the
rules.
Yes. But yeah, good result for Liverpool to get back to winning ways in the Champions League ahead of this weekend's fixtures in the Premier League. But I don't think that tie is definitely over yet. Obviously, it physically isn't over, but definitely not rule out a comfortable Liverpool win. And then on Wednesday, we had two more games, starting off with Sevilla versus Borussia Dortmund at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium. And it was the host that took the early lead after 7 minutes, thanks to Suso scoring. However, the lead didn't last long, as 12 minutes later, Mo Dahoud pulled it level for them. And then Erling Haaland brace before halftime sealed the first leg advantage for Dortmund. However, it wasn't all plain sailing in the second half, as Luke de Jong scored with 6 minutes remaining. I mean, Erling Haaland is just having a phenomenal time. He's just scoring goals for fun now, isn't he?
18 goals in 13 Champions League games.
He's unreal.
Freak.
I don't even know what to say. Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous. His goal scoring record at the minute in the Champions League and at Dortmund in general. I mean,
Look at Dortmund in the Bundesliga, but Haaland doesn't deserve to be in that team.
no, it is definitely one when his release clause comes into value next summer. I think he will be on the move soon.
It comes to value, but not his value is worth way more.
Oh, 100%. Like Dortmund are getting robbed for it because is it 70 odd million? It is his release clause.
I thought he was in the 80s, but I never know anymore.
But it is absolutely crazy to think that they could just lose him for that little, considering he's probably easily worth 100 to 120 million.
I think more.
Oh yeah,
If we're talking MBAPPE in like the near 200s, then he's probably close.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably the most. Him and Mbappe are probably the most valued strikers in world football at the minute.
And Ollie Watkins.
I'm just looking at Haaland's stats now. He's played 42 games for Dortmund, scored 41 goals and 10 assists. Which is absolutely... that's a freak of nature stuff, that is. Absolutely crazy stats. But yeah, it wasn't easy for Dortmund by any stretch of the matter, but when you get Erling Haaland playing as well as he is, you've always got a good chance of winning the game. And Sevilla, obviously, they know they're not out of this leg, and an away goal could help them go through. But it's going to be a hard performance to try and do that, which I think the second leg will take place at Signal Iduna Park, as far as I'm aware. So definitely don't write that one out of the question. And then the final game that's happened this week happened in Portugal as FC Porto took on Juventus, and it was the host that won at 2-1 thanks to a Mehdi Taremi goal just after 2 minutes and Musa Marega scoring after 46 minutes for Porto, was Federico Chiesa goal 8 minutes from time meant Juve got that crucial away goal. But I mean, poor start to both halves for Juventus last night. They just didn't seem to get going, did they? At all, straight away?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think their record with first legs is particularly that great recently.
No, it's been really poor. I think they might have lost their last 3 first legs going into the round of 16 and beyond in the Champions League over the last few seasons. It's strange, to be honest.
The poor old lady.
Yes. How bad they have done. And the fact that Ronaldo didn't seem to have really the best of games for Juventus.
You would have thought he'd be more up for this one. He's not the biggest Porto fan, is he?
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously he played for their rivals Lisbon many a year ago now, and he's known for scoring that 40-yard strike against Porto for Manchester United in 2008, I think it was. Which was
any reason for you to bring that up?
I mean, I've always got to bring that up because it was an absolute thunderbolt of a goal. But yeah, credit to Porto, stuck to their game plan, made it hard for Juve to break them down, and they got the all-important lead on heading into the next tie, which will be played in a couple of weeks' time. The second leg for all these games will be the 9th for the games that were played on Wednesday, so Juve versus Porto, Dortmund versus Sevilla on the 9th of March, and then Liverpool, Leipzig, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona on the 10th of March. We still have, obviously, the rest of the first leg of the round of 16 to come next week. Yes, I forgot what week we were on. The Tuesday sees Atletico Madrid play Chelsea, whilst Lazio play Bayern Munich, and then Wednesday, Atalanta play Real Madrid and Borussia Mönchengladbach play Manchester City. Now, speaking of Manchester City, they played yesterday in the Premier League in one of their catch-up games against Everton, and it they ran out 3-1 winners with Phil Foden, Riyad Mahrez and Bernardo Silva scoring the goals for the Citizens, whilst Richarlison scored the only goal for the Toffees. This City team really is phenomenal at the minute, aren't they?
Well, 17 wins in a row is a bit more than phenomenal. Phenomenal is the word you describe the amazing commentary duo of Peter Drury and Ali McCoist. I love them.
Yes, they are a great commentator duo.
I mean, even though it does come across that Ali McCoist just adores this Man City side a little bit too much, I would take him over Martin Tyler's tones any day.
I'm up in the air.
But the goal went in, and all you hear from Ali McCoist is, "Oh, it's unreal."
But yeah, it was a great goal from.
I don't think that was his
Riyad
exact
Mahrez.
words, but I've forgotten the exact thing he said. It was weirder than that.
Nothing surprises me there with Ali McCoist, but yeah, easy win for Pep Guardiola's side.
He shouldn't be doing that, Jeff. He shouldn't be doing that.
Everton really didn't create, apart from the goal that they scored, they didn't test Man City's backline at all throughout that game, did they?
From what I was watching, it didn't seem like that. They were pretty lucky to get the goal. Well, actually, no. It was quite even that first half, but City looked like they had control there.
Yeah, they never looked like it was going to be in doubt the result that they would get a win eventually.
And they're technically always playing with 10.5 men.
Who?
Because Pickford is only equivalent to half a person with his small arms.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
I don't know how he didn't save that third one. Actually, that whole third goal was actually weird, because Silva just walks past Michael Keane. Like Keane just... I don't know if he got confused by him. Somehow he just lets him walk past him, and then Pickford just fails to save the shot.
Yeah, it was a very strange situation for that goal by... I've forgotten who I just said scored it. Bernardo Silva, that was it. Yeah, very strange goal for that. But again, like we said, City are comfortable, and you got to say it's going to be hard for them to lose this now. I mean, they've won 10 Premier League games in a row, and they've got a 10-point gap between them and second place Manchester United now. There was another game that was played on...
Can I make a hot take?
Go on.
I think Man City are going to be the champions.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to have to improve you there. I can't see them bottling in this now. I think it's just going to be a matter of fact of what is the gap going to be between them and United in the end. If United still do come second, that is. The other game...
laughing sadly inside.
The other game that was played on Wednesday earlier on in the evening saw Burnley play Fulham in a 1-1 draw. A very quiet first half, nothing really to speak about, but some early goals in the second half. Ola Aina scored for Fulham, whilst Ashley Barnes scored for Sean Dyche's side. However, again, it was pretty much everyone cancelled each other out for the rest of the game.
And Newcastle fans could breathe a sigh of relief.
for a couple of days at least.
Well, if Fulham were winning, if Fulham had won this, it would have 4 points.
Yeah, which...
Even 6 points isn't that much in the grand scheme of things.
No, they're not totally safe. But if
you this final 3 ain't locked, you know. Like maybe the bottom 2, but Fulham, they're sherry fight.
I did say though to you a couple of weeks back now, if there was a team to put up a fight out of this bottom 3, it would be Fulham. That would be the ones that could potentially escape out of it. I mean,
a chance this weekend as well, if you see who they play next.
Yes, I have seen who they're playing this weekend, so they definitely do have the chance, whilst Newcastle themselves have the harder of the games this weekend.
You've seen Newcastle's run. It's horrifying.
Right, we are going to speak about this weekend's fixtures now, and we do have a full slated card starting on Friday evening at Molineux between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Leeds United, kicking off at 8 o'clock. Does it only feel like it was 2 minutes ago these two were playing? When did these two play? Back in October.
Yeah.
Or have they played each other in the cup or anything?
I don't see how, because Leeds are too busy getting beaten by a League 2 team.
No, I meant No, they didn't play in. I thought they played in the Carabao Cup, but Wolves lost to Stoke in that back in September. It literally only feels like 2 minutes ago we was talking about this game. That's how quick the days are going sometimes.
They feel very similar.
I mean, for me, this is a game. It's 11th versus 12th in the league. I think this could be a high-scoring game.
You've learned nothing, have you?
I mean, we've said they're not in predictions league, but for some reason, I think this will be. I think this could be like another 3-2, 3-3 game for Leeds to be involved in.
It's going to be 0-0 then.
Well, obviously, we're not putting it in the predictions league because we said they were banned. But yeah,
this would have been perfect for predictions league as well.
Oh god, no. Wolves are obviously going to look to continue on the back of their win last week against Southampton, when Ruben Neves and Pedro Neto scored, whilst Leeds lost 4-2 to Arsenal last time out, so they'll be hoping to correct that result around. But again, it's Leeds. You never know which side is going to turn up and how they are going to act defensively. But either way, they're just going to get praised for their attacking intent, even if they lose the game. It's just the Leeds thing.
I think it's more how Wolves are going to be. Well, we know how Leeds are going to be.
Yeah.
How Wolves adapt to it.
It will be very interesting to see how Wolves do turn up to that game. Then on Saturday, we've got a full flood of fixtures starting off at 12:30 at St Mary's Stadium as Southampton welcome Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea to the South Coast. I think this could be a good game. I don't know why, but Southampton versus Chelsea always seems to be quite an entertaining game to watch. In recent years, the Chelsea obviously have done the better recently, and are looking a lot more comfortable under Thomas Tuchel. It should be interesting to see if they can continue this incredible run that they are under him, which I think should carry on considering how bad form the Saints are in league terms. I mean, like we said, they haven't won since that Liverpool game back end of December, was that, or the start of January? Start of January it was.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because you look at Chelsea, you think they should win this comfortably given Southampton's form, but the way this season's been, you just feel like weird result can happen out again. Maybe this is the one that Southampton turn up again.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be surprised if you see like Southampton win like 2-1 and it's like a late goal in this from the Saints. But yeah, I think definitely.
Stuart Armstrong and Danny Ings, the goal scorers.
No. Prowse scoring a free kick. If they've got Kepa in goals, James Ward-Prowse is scoring a free kick.
No, Kepa's good now, you know.
Next up is the 3:00 game at Turf Moor where Burnley play West Bromwich Albion. I mean, I'm not expecting an entertaining thriller at this game, are you?
No, who would?
Well, yeah, I mean, the fact it's still going to be on TV. I know they said, the TV companies have said they're going to play every game on TV until fans are allowed back in stadiums, but does anyone really want to watch Burnley versus West Brom?
Is it worth it? At what cost?
No, definitely not. 15th place Burnley, whilst West Brom are in the relegation zone.
Have you noticed that the BBC games have always been, well, although they turn up in quality, and you look at them on paper, they look shite.
Which is not a BBC game.
I know, but I've just noticed it's just come to head like Palace Fulham on paper. You think
boring,
but it was 3-2, I think it was.
And
then they did Albion Fulham, where we said, "Oh God,
it's going to be a boring game." And it was quite entered. Yes. But yeah, I don't see this one being very entertaining at all between these two sides. I think it's definitely a chance West Brom can win it and pick up that bit of momentum under Sam Allardyce, but it's also a game that could have 0-0 written completely all over it. Then at 5:30, we head up to Merseyside in the Merseyside derby as Liverpool take on Everton in a battle for top 5, you have to say now. Between the two sides.
We've gone back 10 years.
I know, it definitely feels like we have done in this fixture. Like we said, Liverpool have been in poor league form recently, but they'll be hoping their win last night or Tuesday night, should I say, It gives them that bit of confidence heading into this one, whilst Everton obviously lost to Manchester City. Again, it's going to be opened. I don't know what other word I was looking for, but let's hope it is as entertaining as the first match was back on, I think, the third or fourth game of the season, whenever it was.
When it was the first one, it was the Van Dijk injury, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Van Dijk injury. Pickford should have been sent off, but wasn't.
It was a bit later than the fourth game, but
was it?
Yeah, because it was after the 7-2, and I don't think that was the fourth game.
No,
the fifth or sixth.
It was the fifth game, and Villa 7-2 was the fourth game of the season.
So that long ago this season was.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this definitely has the case for to be a very entertaining game, and obviously Everton win. They won't go above Liverpool, but they will draw level on points with Jurgen Klopp's side, with the game still in hand to play over them, which is against, any idea who it is against their game in hand?
Not Everton's final.
Yeah.
I believe it's us.
I thought yours was Man City and Newcastle.
No, it's Tottenham and Everton.
Is it?
Yep.
So you've played your one against Newcastle that was called off the other month?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's Aston Villa. Aston Villa Everton was meant to be played on the 17th.
Yeah, they haven't scheduled the Everton one yet. Although I think they're going to schedule the Tottenham one very soon. Just purely because there's a coincidental fixture we might be able to play on.
Fair enough. But yeah, I think this one has the ability for a lot of carnage, as always, with Merseyside derbies. And then the final game on...
You said carnage. The majority of them have ended in one goal.
Well, I mean in terms of other stuff happening in the pitch, not...
They're always close games.
Yes.
As of most derbies.
The final game on Saturday sees Fulham take on Sheffield United, and as we were saying a few minutes ago, this is definitely one where Fulham could win to pile the pressure on Newcastle.
This is a must-win.
Yeah. I think if Sheffield United don't win this, I think we can say they're safely down.
Oh, yeah. If we're not already saying that.
Yeah. I mean, we've been saying this for pretty much since we started doing this podcast, that Sheffield United are down. Yeah, they've had a few shock results here and there, but they don't win this, that will leave them with 13 games left, and the gap is currently 14 points between them and Newcastle. So they would have to earn a minimum a point a game for the rest of the season, which is a hard task.
No, Steve Bruce has already said, hold my bacon.
Yeah, I think on paper it doesn't have the probability to be an entertaining game, but it could be one where it does actually shock us and could turn out to be quite decent in the end.
There's only going to be one goal in this game.
Let's hope not. Then on Sunday we have a London derby of sorts. They're both London teams, so we know what the TV companies are like. They'll class anything as a derby. As West Ham United welcome Jose Mourinho's Tottenham Hotspur to the London Stadium. What are your thoughts heading into this one?
Is this must win for Jose?
Yes.
I've seen the first headline today that his future is already in doubt.
Well, I've seen something, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, that if they were to sack him, it'd cost them over 35 million to sack him.
I saw 40 million euros when I read it.
So I think that was about 38.5 million, roughly. Which,
very smart from him.
Well,
if he's got that in his contract, then that's smart on him, because he knows how to plan ahead.
But it seems to be the fact that Daniel Levy is very happy with Jose Mourinho, and I don't think he thinks that there's a better manager available, so it would be silly of them to sack him. But at the same time, results-wise, aren't going for Tottenham. I mean...
Will he be saying that when Arsenal overtake him?
I wouldn't be so surprised if he did. I mean, since the turn of the year, they've won three times, sorry. West Brom, Sheffield United and Leeds United are Spurs' only wins in the league this year. And You know what? What I want to happen is end-to-end game, 1-1 till the 89th minute, just about to enter stoppage time. Jesse Lingard scores the winner and Millie rocks on Tottenham. Oh,
Why has he got a Millie rock on her?
oh,
He's only just got people respecting him again. Does he want to lose that?
mate, I don't care. He can do whatever he wants. Oh, that would be absolutely
It's bad
hilarious.
enough. He's probably going to be in the next England squad.
Oh God, no! Please, no. But yeah, I think this.
I've just thought about this is the last time these two have played. It's the 3-3.
Yes, it is. Jesus,
I don't forget that.
I completely forgot about that game. It seems that long ago because we've had so many games. Next up at 2:05 is East versus West in Battle of the Midlands.
Take that back.
It is. Are you the West Midlands side? Are they an East Midlands side? Yes,
but it's not.
I'm not classing it as
a derby.
Did I say it was?
Classing it as a derby.
Did I class it as a derby? No, I said it's East versus West Midlands. And the only time I said it's a derby in the last few minutes is you telling me to stop calling it one when I haven't even called it one.
And again, we're probably going to need new rivals because Birmingham City are finished.
And so are West Brom at this rate. So Leicester will be your closest rivals next season at this rate. And Wolves as well.
Coventry are more rivals than Leicester.
This is going to be a very entertaining game, I think, between these two sides. Going to be very close.
I'm slightly terrified. Because it's going to be Harvey Barnes against Ahmed El Mohamed.
And the battle of England's possible midfield duo in the Euros, James Maddison versus Jack Grealish.
I mean, Leicester's record at our place is worryingly good. If you remember the last time they played there. In the league, I was going to say that we beat them in the cup.
No, what was the last fixture?
They battered us 4-1, I believe. Villa Park.
Yes, they won the exact.
Vardy went off that day.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look at some match facts here. Leicester won the exact fixture 4-1 last season. Aston Villa are looking to complete the first league double over Leicester since the 03-04 campaign following a 1-0 win at the King Power Stadium earlier on this season. They've not won consecutive top-flight visit. Leicester have not won consecutive top-flight visits to Aston Villa since October 1960.
I think we need a performance. It's because we've not been very convincing for a little while. Not even in the wins, we're slightly out of it.
I mean, they haven't been convincing wins. I mean, they've been 2 1-0 victories over the Southampton and Arsenal. But in the last game, like we said on Monday, you wasn't at all very convincing against Brighton.
And I'm worried this will be the exact same. Like Leicester are going to come at us. If we could deal with Leicester the same way we did when we beat them 1-0, because Leicester operate a lot down the middle.
Yeah.
And we pretty much nullified that in the last game. Wherever we do that again, we'll be, left to be seen.
And then the 4:30 slot on Sunday is at the Emirates Stadium as Mikel Arteta takes on Pep Guardiola's Manchester City side. I mean, for me, I just see this going.
Hang on. If we're going down the sky route of this, remember the headline.
The Master versus the Apprentice.
There you go. Thank you.
For me, I just see this going one way, and that is City just absolutely cruising to a victory here.
The battle of who can wear the best Gucci jumper.
Neither of them.
I just swear they're River Island jumpers.
They do look like something you could get from River Island or H&M. Nothing that fancy, lads. I
do like their style, so I can't complain.
For me, here, I'm a typical Tony Pulis tracksuit and a cap type of manager. Arsenal looked good last time out in the league against Leeds United, winning 4-2 with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scoring a hat-trick. And like we just spoke about earlier, Man City were very convincing against Everton last night. But I think with Kevin De Bruyne, I don't know whether he's going to start in this game, but even if they don't start him, it's going to be a very torrid time, I think, for Arsenal's backline trying to contain Man City's attack.
Oh, but you're forgetting They almost left to take it to a game last season as well because Arsenal had Man City's number.
Well, yeah, but for me, this Man City team this season, there seems to be more cohesion in it, and I think they're determined to win the title back after such a poor showing last season, and that's why I think it's going to be hard for Arsenal to win at all this weekend.
Well, the worst thing that could happen is them losing that streak to Arsenal as well.
Yeah, because you know what Arsenal fans are going to be like. They'll just they won't ever shut up about it. And then the final game on Sunday takes place at 7 o'clock at Old Trafford as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side take on Steve Bruce's Newcastle United. I think you got to say United are favourites, but after last week's showing against West Brom...
Which one?
Manchester United, sorry. You say United are favourites, but after last week's showing at West Brom, you can't write anything off the table now. I'd say I've got confidence in United. But
you just know what's going to happen here.
Steve Bruce masterclass.
Back at his old stomping ground.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I think this is a confidence United will win this. I mean, Newcastle's last away win at Manchester United was back in December of 2013. So I think I've just got that little bit more confidence in United winning this one. Manchester United, that
after the last few games. Well, after the last few games, I just wouldn't.
The thing is, though, this is a type of fixture that Man United would actually go out and win 4-1, even though they play poorly against West Brom.
That's a Dwight Gale hat-trick, then.
The final Premier League game this weekend is the M23 derby, I think it's called, between Brighton and Hove Albion and Crystal Palace.
See, I didn't even know that was. I would have had that in predictions. Could I change?
No.
Really, no.
Believe in
we haven't
them
done anything yet.
Yeah, but you've told me what they are, so we're not changing them.
No? Well, have you?
No, we're not.
Done. I'm already in.
Nope, not having it. Brighton are in 16th place in the league. They've drawn their last two games against Burnley and Aston Villa, and they won their previous two games before that whilst Crystal Palace League form. They've lost their last two against Burnley and Leeds and won the two before that against Newcastle and Wolves. I'm not even too sure how this one goes, to be honest. I mean,
you think Brighton just destroy them without Palace a bit recently?
Yeah, you would think that.
Palace fans are worried how bad this is going to be.
I can understand it as well because they have been poor in recent weeks, like we've said on the podcast in the past. But I don't know. I think it won't be as clear as something. I think it will be a lot closer game between the two sides, and I think Brighton do walk away with the victory there. Right, on to the predictions league now, and I'll let you lead this one away.
I'm not saying anything until Brighton and Palace goes on the list.
For who though? Who are you taking out?
Burnley and West Brom.
Okay, fine.
That's why I was like, why would you argue with me? You don't want to do anything for that game.
True. Right, fire away.
If you've seen the picture, this weekend is well and truly derby weekend.
Yes, I have hit some very interesting fixtures thrown up around the world of European football to look forward to.
Right, so the first one, obvious, Liverpool-Everton.
I'm going to go with Liverpool to win 2-1.
I go 2-0 Liverpool.
Okay. Game 2.
Although there's regrets, actually.
Can't change it. It's
there are regrets for that. Okay, we will now do West Ham Tottenham.
Like I said in the talk about them, I think West Ham win this late on, and again I'm going to go with the 2-1 scoreline.
I'll go for the Desmond 2-2.
2-2. Okay. Game 3, which is the last Premier League one. Obviously, we know
it is the M23 so-called derby.
Well, it's because Palace is the closest team to Brighton.
No, I thought it was always that something that happened in the 70s or 80s.
I think it is, but they are also the closest in terms of distance. to each other.
Which doesn't seem right, but take your
No,
effort.
it is. I've looked it up in the past. Don't worry. I'm going to go with
That was a nice geography.
Brighton to win. Yeah, Brighton to win 2-0.
I have 1-1.
Okay. Over in Europe now.
We'll go for the first one that isn't technically a derby. Well, it's the only one of these fixtures that really isn't. PSG and Monaco.
I mean, it's not a derby,
It
but
isn't,
in
that's why it
terms of,
wasn't.
I think recent, well, not like success in French football and terms of money, that's why it's classed as a derby. It's the money derby of France. And however, I think
This is the
PSG,
Monaco side. They're always bankrupt every 10 years.
they still have a lot more money than quite a lot of the other teams, even if they do go bankrupt at times.
Yep, from selling
But-
players.
For me, I'm going to go 3-0 PSG.
I'll go 2-1 PSG.
Okay, game 4,
The
5 even, sorry.
okay, so game 5. I mean, correct my pronunciation if I'm wrong, but I'll go with the Rua Derby.
Yes, I do really think it is pronounced Real. I mean, I know Dortmund haven't been on best of form recently in the league, but Schalke have had a really bad season.
They're
so-
coming up against even worse.
Yeah, and for that reason, I'm going 3-1 to BVB.
4-0 Dortmund.
Speaking of Dortmund, before you head over to the last game, they did announce.
Sorry, Schalke.
It has been announced earlier on this week that current Borussia Mönchengladbach manager Marco Rose will take over the helm at Dortmund from next season.
It was the top name, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've seen it said in the past, but I always find it strange how teams in Germany seem to do that. They seem to like announce the manager and he can continue his season at the current club. Like it only seems to happen in German football. You wouldn't have that happen over here.
I've got German clubs between one another, except for Leipzig, as is they're quite courteous with other teams.
Yeah, there just seems to be like an automatic like gentleman agreement in place for
Yeah.
this kind of stuff.
Yeah, like the same with Bayern and Dortmund and like players.
Okay, and on to the final game for the weekend.
Probably the biggest derby of them all is the Milan derby.
Oh God, I really don't know.
The San Siro war between AC and Inter.
It's going to be a feisty one because if you remember a
Probably
few
shouldn't
weeks
have called it a war, should I?
I mean, if you remember a few weeks ago when they played each other in the Coppa Italia, I think it was.
Oh yeah, it's just Zlatan.
Zlatan versus. Yes. I'm going to go with a Desmond here. 2-2 is my prediction.
So nearly the same one, but I'm going to go 3-2
2.
Inter.
Okay.
Lukaku brace.
Very interesting. So a reminder
We'll
of
get an extra point if that actually happens.
No. The current shut up. A current reminder of standings heading into this weekend. You're on 65 points and I'm way out ahead on 92. So I could easily break the 100-point barrier this weekend. Right. On to the other stuff we have, or any other talking points for this weekend.
There no women's football's in the international stage.
Yep. International football in the women's starts tonight. We've got some friendlies and some I think 1 or 2 more Euro 2022 qualifiers to happen.
I was checking as well. The Sheba Leagues Cup's happening.
Yes, that starts tonight at midnight. The teams are in that are Canada, Argentina, Brazil, and the United States.
You can understand why it's them for.
Well, England were normally meant to be in it, but obviously travelling, they didn't go to it. And I believe, if I remember correctly, the US are playing Brazil. No, USA versus Canada and Brazil versus Argentina. So Brazil-Argentina is the first game, and then that is followed by the USA versus Canada. Timing-wise, Brazil-Argentina, 8 o'clock UK time, whilst it's 11 going on 12 o'clock for USA-Canada. Right, what was the talk? I know you said you had some talking points too.
I was going to say, yeah, we don't have a Did You Say That this week, but we've found enough talking points to really go in with this show. Speak about that Nadem.
Sorry, what was that? You broke up on me.
Oh, we have to speak about that Nadem Mohammadi.
Why? What did he do? Ahmed Al Mohammadi.
No, Nadem Mohammadi.
Who the hell's Nad?
That's the name of the guy who does the somersault, bro.
Right. Okay. It's just clear this up for people. You froze on me about 3 times there, and what I heard was Ahmed Al Mohammadi on the third occasion. Even that was broken
If he
up.
did that, I'd have fainted if he'd done that.
Yes, so he's the Iranian fella, is he? Is he Iranian?
Yeah.
So
It was funny as well. I think this is so much funny because when I did a Google search of this,
go on.
the bloke who tried doing that in the World Cup, he was obviously also Iranian. His surname is also Mohammadi.
But not the same person.
Oh, no, they're not. And they're not related. So, legit at first I was thinking, oh my god, is it the same bloke? But he's actually nailed it this time.
That really would be incredible if he did do that after the one in the World Cup.
Rory Delap on steroids.
Is a bit of an understatement there.
I just love that Rory Delap reacted to it afterwards.
Yeah, saying no need to be a show-off, mate. So what
How is Rory Delap not verified?
Because it's Rory Delap, that's why. The whole throw-in was like he does a cartwheel and then throws it from the halfway line to the edge of the 6-yard box. I mean, the header afterwards was dreadful from his teammate, though.
I know, if you're seeing that header afterwards and you're Nadem Mohammadi, you're pissed. Because you've given the greatest assist ever.
Yeah, and then he does that as a header, which is awful. But incredible scenes there. What was the second one you had?
I wanted to speak on Mr. Darren Drysdale.
The referee in the game on Tuesday night between Ipswich and Northampton Town. So
before I give more thoughts, right or wrong in your opinion?
What he did?
Yeah, is he right or wrong? Is probably the wrong answer, but do you feel for him a little bit? I guess
No, I don't. It's not like I don't understand why he did it because the player.
He must have said something.
Yeah, but I don't know. The Ipswich player goes to him immediately for the booking or the talking to that the ref's Drysdale's going to give to him, but then he seems to throw in a head towards him. He doesn't headbutt him, but he leans into him with his head, and I don't know. I think
it's got a cut and dry shit. This is a referee who finally stood up for himself.
Yeah, but
shit refs probably do get though. As much as we go, like they probably get just as much from players on the pitch.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, I just don't think that reaction is something.
I don't think he needed to apologise for it.
Yeah, I know the Ipswich player came out and said he didn't need to apologise for his actions. But
I'd say there was quite a few players that came out and said, you didn't need to, mate. Just all right.
Well,
people are backing him on this.
Yeah, the FA have obviously made him do it, and otherwise he would have been dropped for the foreseeable future. And I don't know whether he has been dropped for this weekend's games
in the Premier League
for the lower league games. Speaking on referees, Mike Dean has been appointed to referee the Burnley versus West Brom game after taking last weekend off. After, I mean, there can't be any.
That is the only game he can make himself the star of.
And everyone would be fine with it as well.
Give us something at least.
Yeah, give us something entertaining to keep up with the 90 minutes. So it's good to see Mike Dean back in the officiating department. And what was your final talking point or
Well, I don't know if
whatever?
you'd seen this because Amazon, and then I don't know if Amazon actually announced it, but it got around that Amazon are going to be working on a Sir Alex Ferguson documentary.
Yes, coming out May 21st, I think it was. I saw it on Twitter yesterday. It's going to be directed by his son Jason.
Jamie,
Whatever. I don't know his sons personally. I only know
Big Darren.
Big Darren. I mean, he called him Duncan, but Duncan's no relation to him.
Oh, you wish.
Freaking Ferguson probably wishes, as Duncan was a much better footballer than Darren. But yes, there is a documentary about his incredible tenure as a manager, including his time at Manchester United and then his brain surgery that he had back in May of 2018, which are
it's going to be insightful.
very.
I'll still now and again watch that one, but it's on Netflix now. But it was the BBC's one.
Oh, the masterclass thing that he does in about like the London Harvard Uni.
That is a lecture I wish I could be.
Yeah, I watched that the other week actually, maybe a fortnight or so ago now, and yeah, it's incredible to watch. Definitely worth recommend watching it. Can't think of the title off the top of my head.
I think it's something Never Give In.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, they've missed out. They could have just called it the hairdryer treatment.
Which wouldn't have actually surprised me too much if they did call it that. I'm surprised.
How has he never released hairdryers?
What? There's no need for him to release hairdryers.
I mean, it writes itself.
Have you seen his hair? Why is
the marketing writes itself.
Yeah, the marketing might write itself, but why would Sir Alex Ferguson release hairdryers at his age for?
Or just in an advert. Just be like, give your hair the hairdryer treatment.
Called Secrets of Success is the documentary out on Netflix.
I don't know where you got your one from.
That was you that said it, not me.
No, and you said the wrong title there.
Did I? Oh, whatever. What I'm surprised you didn't bring up was the story from the other day of what happened in Brazil. Was it Brazil? Who was on the bench for Club Santos?
Oh yeah, it felt like old news at this point, but go ahead.
Yes, so 18-year-old striker Santiago Munez made his first start for the club to face Monterrey.
This is the only clue because the surname you actually pronounce it Munoz.
Munoz,
whatever. I don't know, but yeah, it's Santiago Munez. Yes. He's Mex-American.
Which is incredible.
He's literally the exact same.
Yes, and what I found...
I admire his parents.
Yes, so obviously he's
because of his age, he would have been born maybe a year after, just as it came out. I think Goal was 2004.
Yeah. So round about
2 years old. They probably just didn't name him. It was like, oh my god, that's it.
Which I found funny was whoever runs the Newcastle social media page quoted that tweet with the looking eyes emoji, which I found brilliant. Obviously based on the character from the film Goal, as we said, which is an incredible film to watch.
Yep. Can't wait for the time he plays Fulham.
Right, that is all.
That scene at the end of Goal was a great scene, but it's ruined the second he says Fulham.
Yeah, anyway.
It's like, I felt so happy for you, but then you said that.
Yeah, it's the thing. Anyone trying to pronounce English names is just and the English isn't their first language, like British English, not American English. It's so cringy.
Yeah.
Right. Any more before we wrap up?
I haven't. I always thought it was. We just say any more for any more.
Yeah, it's just an old saying. Yeah, we'll be back on Monday to wrap up all the weekend's action. Hopefully we have an entertaining derby weekend across the world of European football, and hopefully we can do well in the Predictions League. And until Monday, enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you're doing, and we will see you soon. It's goodbye from me and goodbye from Brad.
See ya.
We'll see you soon.